It's KJ!
Hello, you delicious dicks. Hello, you sexy sluts. Come on in, sit right down, because I'm pissed off and I want to talk about it. So, here today, on the Pontification Power Hour, in about 10 minutes. Listen, the name doesn't really matter. What matters is the essence. What matters is the talking points and the features. Hello, I am KJ, the wonderful KJ, and we're here today because last time, I discussed how I do not like the state of current day professional wrestling, specifically the WWE, and the fact that I don't think that it is for me anymore. I think it is a bygone era for me. I think the WWE has passed me by. It has gone in a direction of which I am not accustomed, which I am not amused. With that being said, I also am strongly in love with professional wrestling. I want wrestling to be good again. I want wrestling to be something that I get excited for. Because there are a lot of fans of WWE, there are a lot of fans of AEW, of New Japan, of ROH, of TNA. They're getting their shindig back on. You know, things are great. Well, things are great for some fans of pro wrestling. And the thing is that there is something for everybody out there. That is an absolute undisputed fact. If I were to dig into current day professional wrestling, I am sure there is a promotion somewhere that will have something that I thoroughly enjoy. I'm not going to dispute this fact. I think AEW probably has a lot of stuff that I would be very much interested in, and hey, even aspects of WWE. If I sat down and watched an episode of television on Netflix, or wherever you get it, you know, I'm sure that I would find something that I would go, hey, that's pretty neat. But as it stands, I'm a very pissed off gentleman. And you would ask yourself, well, KJ, why? Why are you so pissed off? Why are you angry today? Is it about something that happened in the WWE? Is it about something that happened in the world of professional wrestling? Is it the fact that Brock Lesnar is back and we're kind of iffy on whether or not he did some terrible things with Vince McMahon and John Laurinaitis? Nay. I'm not here to talk about that. Not today, anyway. Stay tuned for more with the Power Hour. So, join me, because today I want to discuss something that has been on my mind for quite some time. And it has pissed me off more and more, and it has never pissed me off more than what I heard Bret Hart say not too long ago. And this will segue in to my overall theme, and my overall theme is this. I think that the rage baiting and the clickbaiting of the old-timers with podcasts are doing absolutely nothing for the good of the current day business. As a matter of fact, I think they are doing nothing more than take away from it. I say this because Bret Hart made mention, a theory, and I don't know when this was recorded, but it was Inside the Ropes. It was one of those interviews that he does where he goes around and he trashes Bill Goldberg, which is rightfully so and just. I am in the corner of Bret Hart when it concerns that piece of garbage Bill Goldberg. But one thing that he said about Shawn Michaels, which if he believes this, he's a fool, and if he doesn't believe this, he's an asshole. And that would be, he said that he had a theory that Shawn Michaels and Vince McMahon were former lovers, and that he just wished that they would come out and be honest and say it. That Shawn Michaels, the only reason that he got over on Bret Hart as much as he did, and why they put the belt on him, and yada yada yada, wasn't because Shawn Michaels was a considerably more entertaining character than Bret Hart. Wasn't the fact that Shawn Michaels was a more versatile professional wrestler, even during the 1990s. Certainly when he came back in 2002 onwards, he was far superior. No, it's got nothing to do with his athletic or, charisma and charismatic abilities. No, it is because he was sucking Vince McMahon off. This guy, Shawn Michaels, who is now dedicating his life to giving back to the business by growing NXT, building those young stars, building that young talent, something of which Bret Hart, I must insist, and you may feel free to attack me in the comments, but Bret Hart has never done. Bret Hart has never given back to the business. Bret Hart has never put anybody, else at the forefront. No young guys have got over at the behest of Bret Hart in his later career. And I know he had a stroke. I know he can't go down into the dungeon and tussle. But no schools, no seminars, no TED Talks, no master classes coming from the Hitman. Nay. It's just him complaining about the state of current day wrestling and the fact that everything looked phony and fake. And that Gunther doing real chops is absolutely, terrible, and Gunther is a terrible worker because he makes things look stiff, and sometimes they are stiff, like the chops that no one has ever gotten hurt with, that no one has ever had to take time off from. But no, he's a bad worker because he goes for the chops. Now, that would just be one thing, one incident that grinds my gears to no end, the fact that Bret Hart seems to shit on the people that are currently trying to give back to the business and who are currently at the top of their game. But then you've got people like Jeff Jarrett, another clickbait rage baiter podcaster, who says that John Cena tapping out to Gunther in his last match, putting someone over, putting the young talent over, putting the current generation star over, was the worst finish in history. Bearing in mind that this is the same guy that worked with Vince Russo in WCW in the year 2000. Bankrupting the company in 1 year, single-handedly. It was amazing. Not only that, but the early days of TNA with Vince Russo at the helm. Oh my god! Have you ever actually watched an episode of that television? Of that weekly pay-per-view program back in the day? Oh yeah, this is the same guy who was in a 4 boxes on a pole match, with one having the World Heavyweight title inside, one with David Arquette winning the world title, one with 2 weeks later David Arquette screwing over Diamond Dallas Page to give the belt back to Jeff Jarrett. Multiple pole matches, multiple laying down and doing work suit finishes. That guy that was a part of all that claimed that John Cena giving back and putting over a current generation star who is now riding high on some of that delicious heel heat. Yeah, that finish of tapping out, doing something that he never did in his career, except for twice apparently. But a pure tap out was the worst finish ever. Now, I don't know about you, but that does nothing to get me excited to watching wrestling in the current day. And that's the thing that I have the most problem with, is that every time the people like Jeff Jarrett, Bret Hart, Bill Goldberg, Kevin Nash, Disco Inferno, if he still has a podcast. I don't even know who has podcasts anymore, but it's probably too many people. Rikishi getting on there. Conrad Thompson. The bane of everyone's existence, Conrad fucking Thompson. All these people that get hold of a podcast, put a microphone in an old-timer's hand and says, hey, talk about something that's terrible about the wrestling business. It does nothing. It does nothing to help anybody. All it does is get somebody to rage bait comment and to get a few more of the vocal minority to get all hot and bothered about pro wrestling, but ultimately it doesn't help the young guys. Nobody is reflecting upon it, saying, why and how could this be better? All it's doing is just irritating a fan base who needs no help getting irritated, might we say. It is damaging, overall damaging, especially to somebody like a Shawn Michaels, who is doing amazing work in NXT and making decisions and taking chances and putting their reputation on the line by helping to build the new generation from the ground up, that NXT, which has a lot of great stars that are coming in and out of there. And all you're doing is trying to put the focus, Bret Hart, on you, who can't do anything anymore. And Jeff Jarrett, worst finish ever, are you kidding me? Doesn't even crack the top 100. As a matter of fact, it was a great finish. It's great to give back to the new generation. It's great to give back to the current generation and let them flourish, something that should be happening a lot more than it does currently. And you, Jeff Jarrett, need to sit down and shut up. Just like you, Bret Hart, and all the others that decide to take cracks at wrestling. Far be it from me. At least me, I get to go ahead and I get to say some things because I am a fan. I am a consumer of the product, But you guys have a vested interest in the actual growth of the business and the survival of the business, and all you do is take away from it. You're sick. You sicken me. You make no goddamn sense. Maybe you should be supporting people that are currently in there. Constructive criticism is fantastic. Ridicule is nay, not so good. So reflect upon yourself this holiday season. And as we go into the new year, hopefully things will be better. Hopefully there will be more good booking decisions than bad. But should there be bad booking decisions, or should there be inexplicable booking decisions, perhaps you veterans shouldn't be trying to just completely and utterly shun them and ridicule them for the sake of your numbers, perhaps giving some proper feedback that somebody who might listen to the podcast or somebody that might respect you may actually take on board. That's enough of my ranting for one day. I've had enough. I've been sick. Pretty sure I've got pneumonia. But be that as it may, I thank you for joining me. And the next time that I come on here, maybe, it'll be a bit more positive with the Power Hour. But until then, I'm KJ Johnson. And this has been a lovely time. So long.